as long as they sell.
Going back a little bit to you're talking about having more mature themes in games and kind of what Heavy Rain attempted to do, moving more towards exploring different themes and everything like that. I see a lot of that coming out in the indie game scene. Some developers like Jason Rohr, or even like the guy who made Braid and stuff like that. Like that's their entire purpose, is to create an interesting experience and really push games into the experimental area. And I'm wondering if any of you guys have kind of a pulse on the indie scene or have checked out anything in that area before.
I know you guys are busy, and
yeah, I know.
you only have so much time to consume stuff. But anybody? I mean, you've all been to GDC. You've seen the crazy stuff. You've played Foamzilla, right? No.
I guess what I would say about it is that there's a certain noise threshold that one of those titles or ideas has to rise above before it really gets noticed. And there's a lot of great ideas there, but I think that a lot of the indie stuff gets lost in the churn. And then every now and then an idea will, get a bit of acceptance or get a bit of a market share, and then that idea gets picked up. But there's just too much. There's too much of it to filter.
I mean, we really are. Victor says this to me all the time. We are living in a golden age in which we've never had more options. We've never had more stuff to play. It's never been more accessible. People talk about gaming being prohibitively expensive. It's really not. If you're willing to play iPhone games for 99 cents a pop, or you're willing to play on PS2, you don't have to spend $60. I mean, it doesn't really help you guys. I'm sorry. Buy a Dead Rising 2. No. Do we have time for one more? Five more minutes? Oh, we have time for many questions. This gentleman right here. Yeah, the yellow jacket.
I was just wondering what your thoughts are on iAd and all that stuff that's coming out. I know some of you guys develop for iPhone, and whether you guys would be including iAd kind of stuff in your development.
Yes. It's the first ad platform that makes sense for us. There's been some titles and things that we've worked on that have been branding apps and smaller games and everything like that. But I've never really felt that the actual amount of money you generate from those ads was worth the visual distraction of them. I think iAd is the first one that makes sense.
It does seem like there has been a shift in the last couple of years. Gamers were grousing about the fact that now there's a Burger King commercial in my game or something, and now we really don't care anymore. We kind of got over that somehow.
Yeah, I would second that for sure. I mean, we're making a lot of branded stuff. We did an app for Axe body spray, and realistically, I think that's the future of sort of that 99-cent. Take some time, spend it just idly playing a little game, whatever, because those guys bring a budget to the table that's well beyond what the 99-cent price point is going to yield in terms of revenues.
Are we going to see stuff like, okay, you watch this commercial and then you get this game for free?
Absolutely.
Maybe we're not living in a golden age. I don't know anymore.
I wanted to touch on the subject of big developers taking risks, whereas like you see a bunch of AAA titles where they'll make a bunch of sequels, BioShock 2, Mass Effect 2, Rock Band 2, stuff like that. But by taking risk, I mean they'll be looking at independent developers trying to take their ideas and make something bigger, or completely making a new idea by like meshing genres together, or like maybe combining like a music game with a puzzle game and tossing a bit of an RPG kind of thing. Do you think developers are taking enough risks right now, or should they be really trying to make a big picture game?
Nobody wants to lose money. That's for sure. But it does, and I know it's very expensive and very difficult to create new IP. Very challenging. And once you have created something, yeah, you want to get as much as you can out of that. But do you guys feel like game design overall has become a bit conservative lately, especially in the AAA titles?
There are definitely publishers, places that have fear and don't want to take risks, and they'll go after the safe money. Skate, as we started that franchise, it became a franchise. The first one was just our passion. It was something that we wanted to put out there. And then like, wow, people like it. So the company's going to want to make more money, and they're going to want Skate 2, and now Skate 3 will be out. I think the demo's out next week. That's awesome. You know, we get more of something we love. At BigPark, our job is new IP, and to create something new every year is one of our goals. And we don't think everything will be a hit. We think maybe 1 in 5 will be a hit. So that means we got to put 5 out there and wait and see where the hit is, and then chase it and milk it. And that gives us money so we can keep doing new bets and keep trying new things. You need success to have money to play with. It is a business. You do get paid for your jobs. And so you have to be okay with making money and putting ads in your games and whatever it takes so you can keep playing.
You know, but speaking of EA, you know, last year, I think it was last year, they released Mirror's Edge, which I thought was terrific, and they released Dead Space. And neither game really sold that well. They're making a sequel to Dead Space, but Mirror's Edge, as far as we know, is dead, as far as I know, unless somebody else knows. I mean, are gamers also not always responding when it comes to trying new things and trying new IPs? Would they rather buy Grand Theft Auto 5 than try Mirror's Edge, you know, first-person parkour game? You know, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I actually found it really sad watching Mirror's Edge and Dead Space come out and both be really good games, but not do the kind of numbers that they should have. EA was pretty vocal a few years ago about wanting to break out of the rut that they were in and try some new things and get some more innovative products out there. And I thought that was awesome. So it's a bit of a pity that gamers didn't respond. Gamers always tend to ask for that stuff. They want more innovation, and it's like, come on, surprise us. And then when you don't turn around as a gamer and support these kind of games and strategies from the big companies, they don't really have a choice other than to go back to doing what works. In terms of innovation, the 90s was like the heyday of innovation. We went from 2D to 3D in that decade, and now it's become much more about experience. What is the experience that I'm going to involve myself in with this game? So no one's really trying to come up with what is the most innovative way to shoot a gun anymore or anything like that. It's about, you know, taking all of the graphics that everyone can do, taking all the game mechanics that everybody knows now, and how do you create a more interesting story, more interesting, immersive world. That's how it is for the big console games right now anyway.